The video on this extremely out of date, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, Christmas pudding. So it is best before 20th January 2024, which is near enough 2 years out of date. I think this will be okay still, I think. So let's give it a test. I'm not going to open it, I'm going to just steam it and cook it and see what happens. Well, it's already cooked, but it just, what you do is you put it in a bath of water into the oven and kind of steam it for a couple of hours to heat it all the way through. You can microwave it, but I don't want to microwave it. We're going to steam it because I've got nothing else to do and the oven's going to be on anyway. So, but I'm not going to do it all, we're just going to do half of it. So, carefully cut through the plastic, and then we can just actually, it's just a little bit open at the end of there. So normally you put a couple of pricks, holes in there, just to, how's it smell? Just to kind of let any steam out. It smells fine. It doesn't look like there's any kind of problems in there. So into a pan, and then we want some boiling water up the side, and then we'll put it in the oven at about 130, something like that, and that'll be enough to gently steam it in the oven. So obviously this pan has got a heat-proof lid and it's got a metal handle, so there's no problem putting that pan in the oven. I was in the suppliers today, the butchers that I use, and they've got a farm shop, and they sell lots of other things as well. So what, 125 would be about right. So, and they've had them in a shed for the last 2 years. These Christmas puddings, and he's kind of like, oh, we're going to throw them away. So I kind of thought that'd be a really good opportunity to see what they are like, if they're still okay after 2 years. They've been in he calls it a shed. It's not a shed. It's a warehouse, and it will be an ambient temperature, so it won't get too hot in the summertime. It won't get too cold in the winter time, and it will be in boxes and no doubt wrapped. The boxes wrapped in plastic as well to kind of keep things attacking it. So they should be fine. And also, I kind of think to myself that you mature things like Christmas puddings and and fruit cakes, Christmas cakes, and to actually have something maturing for 2 years, people would pay extra for something that would be matured for 2 years, in the same way that people pay more for whiskies and brandies and wine that have been aged and matured. So, but there comes a point when obviously things peak and then kind of start to deteriorate. But if you went into a really expensive food shop and they have extra matured Christmas puddings, matured for 2 years for extra flavour, and sold it like that, people would pay a premium for that. So it's also a little bit of an experiment in that, and to see if 2 years past its best before date, to see how it is. I think it's going to be fine. We'll find out in a couple of hours' time, maybe a little bit longer. Also a little bit of a tip here. It takes 2 hours for it to warm up, but it will keep at that temperature for another 2 hours, kind of quite easy. So if you were, as a tip for Christmas Day, this will probably be going out slightly before Christmas Day, you can cook a Christmas pudding and then keep it warm somewhere for another couple of hours. You know, take this out of the container of water and then wrap it up in some towels and put it somewhere warm in the house, and it will keep warm, and it will still be nice after 2 hours. It's not a case of 2.5 hours and it's ruined, because all we're really doing is bringing it up to a temperature. So that's kind of fine. Some things don't last, but something like Christmas pudding, you could pull it out of the oven. So the timing on a Christmas day is kind of crucial for everything. You know, when do you put the meat in? when you take the meat out, when do you put the roast potatoes in, when do you put the stuffing in, and then still allow time to cook Christmas puddings and all those type of things. So you can, there is a little bit of a jiggery pokery, and things can be kept warmer for longer than you think. The food hygiene people don't want, well, from a commercial point of view, don't want things hanging around for too long at temperatures, because things start to deteriorate, and if the temperature is not particularly high enough, you get bacterial growth and all those type of things, which you don't want to do. You don't want to poison anyone. But when you're at home, something like that is fine. Also, and if you have kept it warm for a couple of hours and it's starting to go a little bit cold, what you can do is just give it a blast in the microwave, or you can just cook it from the microwave, in the microwave, as you kind of go. But anyway, that's me waffling. We'll see what this is going to be like in a couple of hours' time. Well, not that one, the one that's in the oven. Look. Oh, chair's in the way of the oven door. Right, that's going to be hot, so that goes somewhere safe. And then we'll use that bit of washing up, and we'll use that water for a bit of washing up, shall we? Save a bit of energy, save the planet. Right. Should have blow my nose before we start. Right, that's better. That's better. So, looks alright. Smells alright. I'm knocking things over. I'm not going to waste this. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas pudding. I like Christmas cake. I like rich fruit cakes. But I'm not a huge fan of Christmas pudding. If there was a choice of Christmas pudding or trifle, I would always have trifle. But we're not going to waste it. What I have found is that we can use leftover Christmas pudding chopped up as part of the fruit in a fruit crumble, not fruit crumble, a rich fruit cake. So you just kind of let it go cold, chop it up, and then mix it in with the other fruit, and you get you can bulk out your Christmas cakes, because like not bulk out your Christmas cakes, but it means it doesn't go to waste. If you're kind of fed up of Christmas pudding after Christmas, then you can use it up like that. And the same way that you can use it as a mincemeat substitute, so like mince pies. I've made a video on both. No, they say 5 portions in each of these. 6 portions. Well, let's just cut it in the centre and see what we think. That looks alright, but most importantly, it's how it tastes. The only danger is that the fat will have gone rancid. That's the only danger in something like that, and it doesn't in this, and it doesn't smell like it's gone rancid. It might be slightly different if it was a beef suet that was used, or an animal fat used in the Christmas pudding, but these are vegetarian and halal as well, I'm sure. How's it taste? Do you know what? That's pretty good as that. I would say that that's even improved with being 2 years past its best before date. So I don't think we'll, although we might. I might be able to get my hands on another one. So we'll do it in a year's time, and we'll kind of see if it's still okay in another year's time. So it'll be 3 years past its best before date. But anyway, certainly fine after 2 years. Therefore, a success, and an addition to some nice rich fruit cakes.